Last night's my horror night.
Welcome to the Last Video Store. I'm your host, Bud Haddonfield, the show where we recommend the good, the bad, and the ugly of horror movies. So, summer's gone, it's a little bit sad, but we're in the first couple days of August, and in my opinion, August is the beginning of Halloween season. So we have the next couple months to get into the spooky mood, and I know everybody's pretty much like, what should I watch over this next couple months? So I pretty much pulled every movie in the video store that I own that took place around Halloween or on Halloween or has a Halloween scene in it. So I got a little bit over 130 movies, so let's sit back, let's watch, and let's make our list of our Halloween watch list. So there are no particular orders just because I shoved everything on the shelf. And we're going to start off with a little anthology called Holidays. They have a segment Halloween, which I believe was directed by Kevin Smith, who just had a birthday. So Kevin, if you're watching, happy birthday. We got The Pit, which is an early 80s Canadian film, a creature feature, and it's about this little boy named Jamie who lures people he does not like into the pit. And at the very beginning, there is a Halloween scene, and there's a wraparound that we get to again later on in the movie. Lady in White is a really cool ghost story from, I think, the mid to late 80s. Lucas Haas, I believe his last name. He was a child actor, very recognizable. There is a Halloween scene that's pretty much which starts the story in this movie. So, Lady in White. We have the amazing Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. Who doesn't love this movie? And I'm not going to say too much about each and every one of these movies because we have a lot to get through. For Full Moon Features, we have the sequel to The Killer Eye, and this is The Killer Eye Halloween Haunt, which I don't remember too much about this movie. I know it takes place at a female party, and the Killer Eye comes out of the TV and starts killing all these movies, and there's boobies and there's Halloween, and it's what more could you ask for? A lower budget slasher movie called Halloween Night. The Terror of Hallows Eve, which is actually a pretty cool little solid movie. It was lower budget and it came out within the last 10 years, 2018, but it was a whole lot of fun, kind of like a boogeyman type story, but if you can get your hands on this one, I definitely recommend it. Another lower budget movie that I liked was Dark Walker. This one was a whole lot of fun. Check this one out. This is another creature feature boogeyman type movie. Of course, we got Ernest Scared Stupid. I can't do it. But Ernest Scared Stupid was a huge staple in the early 90s, especially the video store. And who doesn't love Ernest P. Worrell? One by my good buddies at Wild Eye Releasing. We have One Night in October, which I haven't got around yet to see, but it's definitely on my watch list for this year. And if there's a glare, I apologize. Fingers crossed there's not. We have The Wickeds, which is, I believe, a vampire story. All Hallows Eve Horror, which is a lower budget little slasher movie, but this one was a lot of fun. A cool one from the 90s. I've Been Waiting for You. This one's out of print. It's a whole lot of fun if you can find this one. It's on YouTube. We got Sarah Chalk, Ben Foster, Punky Brewster. She's in this movie, and it has something to do with this town. And there's a witch, and people start getting killed off. It's kind of slasher movies. It's kind of like Scream. I Know What You Did Last Summer, but it is a cool, I believe, made-for-TV movie. And this one was always a whole lot of fun. All Hallows Eve, October 30th. I found this one in the Walmart $5 bin like 5-6 years ago. It wasn't bad. Movie I've talked about in the past, Clown House. It takes place around Halloween, a couple weeks before Halloween. We have When Good Ghouls Go Bad. It's a cool little zombie story. If you haven't seen this one, it was an adaptation from an R.L. Stine book. Pretty much something happened a long time ago, and the town has swore off Halloween because they think something bad is going to happen if they ever have another Halloween again. And Christopher Lloyd's one of our main characters, and he passes away. He comes back as a zombie, and a bunch of other zombies come, and it's actually a cool little heartwarming tale from the early 2000s. We have Boo. Clowns of Halloween, The Pumpkin Carver, Haunt, which is a really fun little, I'd say haunted house. It's not like a haunted house, but it's like a commercial haunted house where, I don't know, we call it haunted houses down here in Louisiana. I don't know what y'all call it in other attractions. Maybe it's haunts. But this one's a whole lot of fun if you haven't seen this one. The Witching Season, which is a cool little anthology movie. I really dug this one. And Murder Party. Murder Party is definitely very underrated. It's about a dude who randomly gets invited to a Halloween party. He doesn't know anybody over there, so he tries his best to push himself to get out there because it's kind of a socially awkward character. And while at the party, is thrown by a bunch of people who wants to kill people, and they like to go after their guests. So, fun movie. It's very similar to The Babysitter. He like accidentally kills off some of these characters, and it's a whole lot of fun. It's very enjoyable. Another cool little anthology movie, Witch Tales. I got this one off of eBay many years ago, and it's fun. It's low budget, but it's not bad. Let's jump into the Art the Clown movies. We have the very original All Hallows Eve. We have, which is an anthology movie, and it has another actor who plays Art the Clown. But this one was a whole lot of fun, very solid, very similar to the VHS movies. But Art the Clown and this one's, I feel a little bit more scary than the other one, but that's just my opinion. You have this sequel, All Hallows Eve 2, which does not feature Art the Clown. The first Terrifier, and then the second Terrifier. And of course, the third one's not going to be on here because it takes place during Christmas. So some lesser known recent ones, I say recent within the last couple of years, is Black Pumpkin, Tale of Bloody Bobby. I really like this one. And a little prequel called The Legend of Fall Creek. We get Hayride, and then Hayride Part 2. Like a cornfield Halloween movie about an escaped serial killer coming back, killing a bunch of people in this little small town haunt. Richard Tyson's in it. If you don't know who that is, he was the bad guy in Kindergarten Cop and 3 O'Clock High. We got Pumpkins, another movie called Boo, which this was actually, it wasn't too bad. It came out in the early 2000s. I remember watching this one on the Sci-Fi Channel a lot, and it had something to do with a haunted house. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen, but it starts off really good, and it kind of falls apart towards the end, but you're more than halfway there, so why not just finish up the ride? A horror comedy, which is going to be Caesar and Otto's Paranormal Halloween. This one isn't too bad. There's two other movies they did, a Christmas one and a summer camp one. And it's not bad. Wild Eye Release and did them, and I love all their movies. They're all low budget, fun cheese fests. So if you're in the mood to just laugh and not have a serious time, check out Paranormal Halloween. Tiffany Shepis and Felicia Rose is in this one. So this one's a whole lot of fun. Mischief Night, which this one isn't too bad. Now I'm also going to include some kids movies in here just because, of course, it's horror adjacent and it happens around Halloween. So we have the first Goosebumps movies and the second Goosebumps movies. I don't know if the first one took place on Halloween, but I know the second one did. I don't remember too much about the first one. We have Jack-O-Lantern. We have The Curse of Halloween Jack and The Legend of Halloween Jack. It's just a little killer scarecrow movie. They were a whole lot of fun. They wasn't too bad. Let's see. Let's grab a stack. We have Flesh Eater, which I've talked about this one a whole bunch of times. This one's a really cool zombie movie. Kind of a weird cousin to Night of the Living Dead. And I did a whole episode on it. We have Chud 2, Bud the Chud. This one's a whole lot of fun. We have Cemetery of Terror, which is a fun little Spanish movie from the 80s. This one's really badass. Ginger Snaps. Everybody knows that movie. Idle Hands. We have the very underrated made-for-TV movie from the 1980s. I'm thinking 1985. and it's the midnight hour. We definitely need an authentic Blu-ray of this. There was a DVD. The DVD's out of print, and I was never able to get my hands on that copy. But I have a bootleg Blu-ray. We have Bad Candy, which I believe this was an anthology one too. They Live Inside Us, which Kane Hodder believes in this one. Another little fun anthology, Tales from the Graveyard. And we have my most recent one, Creeping Death, which I just checked this one out. This one wasn't too bad. A very underrated one that not a lot of people talk about is going to be Happy Hell Night. I really like this movie. Darren McGavin's in it, along with Sam Rockwell, who played a younger version of Darren McGavin. So you got this little dude. He looks like Miku, if you remember him. He was like a little karate character in the Sidekicks with Chuck Norris. And he's dressed like a priest, and he's stuck in this mental asylum, and he breaks out and he starts killing all kind of people. And he has like a lot of bad one-liners, but it's a cool movie. I dug it. We have 3 Dead Trick-or-Treaters, which I have not seen yet, but I heard a lot of good things about. The Good Things Devil Do, which Kane Hodder's in this one. We have the very funny and underrated Stan Helsing. Stan Helsing's a whole lot of fun. Coffin Tooth, which is a cool one. I recently checked this one out. This one's a whole lot of fun. Just came out from Scream, team releasing. Scream on the Beach. Just bear with me. On toilet paper. So we have Pet Sematary 2 because they have a Halloween scene in it. We have the double feature of the third Saturday in October and the third Saturday in October Part 5. These two are a whole lot of fun. They're low budget, they're a little slower, but they're cool and they actually deliver. We have Hellfest, which is a cool little, it's kind of like a little festival, and they got this killer that's just randomly killing all people and you never find out who it is. So this one's actually really cool. Somewhat similar to Haunt, but awesome in its own right. Another underrated one that not a lot of people talk about, and I'm probably going to do a special episode, is going to be The Hollow. This was a made-for-TV movie in the mid-2000s about the Headless Horseman. This one was awesome. Of course, we got Hocus Pocus. We got May. If you haven't seen this one's a whole lot of fun. I Can't Be Complete Without It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. We go in Disney here, which we have 2 of the Halloween Town movies, just because you need some lightheartedness. And then we have the next 2 Disney Channel Halloween Town movies. I can think of the worst time. Something Wicked, This Way Comes. This one's cool, very eerie, early 80s. It was based on a Ray Bradbury story, if I'm not mistaken. So one of my favorite cartoons is going to be The Halloween Tree. I always love this movie. Another little Disney movie, Tower of Terror, which is based off the ride. You got Steve Guttenberg and Kirsten Dunst. And Jan from The Office, she's in here. Monster House, because why not? And Paranormal. Paranormal's a lot of fun. Alright, so we get Attack of the Demons, which is like an original, like when how South Park was originally shot. It's kind of like claymation. And these demons are pretty much taking over the town, and it's just, it's cool. It's very gory. Check it out if you want to see the back of it. Demons are cool. We have Linnea Quigley and Jacko. Love Jacko. And of course, I'm going to go old school here. I guess we're about halfway done. So I know these, I shouldn't talk about them because everybody knows the Halloween movies, but I have them in my hands. I got them off the stack. So I'm going to talk about them. We get the first Halloween from 1978. John Carpenter classic. We have Part 2, which is really good. I like Part 2. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. The first Halloween movie I got to see in theaters was from 1995, and it was Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, which was Paul Rudd's first movie. Love this one. Yes, I know. It's a guilty pleasure. H2O, Halloween 20 years later. Halloween Resurrection. A lot of people shit on this movie. It's not the worst one in the series. I've seen worse. Very worse. We got the 2018 David Gordon Green's Halloween. For some reason, it's not too well liked, but I liked Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills was pretty good. And Halloween Ends, I'm going to have to rewatch it. I only watched it the first time when it came out, when it premiered on Peacock, like right after the pandemic, when shit was still coming out in theaters and on streaming. And I remember the first time I watched it, I thought it was a huge Steven Tyler horse shit, but I'm going to give it another shot. So we have Rob Zombie's Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, of course, House of a Thousand Corpses, more Rob Zombie with The Lords of Salem, and 31. So we have a cool little anthology movie that takes place on Halloween called Late Fee. Some little fun anthology movies. They're not too bad. Jen, I can't think of her name, but Malvolta, she's awesome. Jim Nagel, I think is her real last name. She's in the 1031. Very awesome. 1031 Part 2. 1031 Part 3. And then 1031 Part 4. And you can find all these on Scream Team Releasing. I think you can find them also on Amazon Prime and whatnot. We have Trick or Treat, which I'm surprised we never got a sequel to that. Well, not yet. So some movies that don't get talked about enough is The Barn. And The Barn 2 that has my man Joe Bob Briggs. I know they're currently working on Part 3, so I'm excited for that one. Trick or Treats from the 80s with David Carradine. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which I'm surprised we haven't got the sequel to yet. Spine Chillers, which is a fun little anthology horror movie. It's not bad. Don't Trick or Treat Alone. Santa's Little Helper, which is absolutely amazing. This is a lower budget movie, but it's a whole lot of fun. All right, we down to 3 stacks left. Hallelujah. So we have the 4 Hell House LLC movies. My wife absolutely loved these. I'm going to take out the box and show y'all, so just bear with me. I'm happy we finally got some physical media version of these, because these were a whole lot of fun, like fun found footage movies. We get the first one, which pretty much these guys are documenting this haunted attraction they're making, like a little spook house, and there's something inside that starts killing them off, and there's clowns and shit. It's fun. We get Hell House LLC Part 2 and Part 3, the Abaddon Hotel and the Lake of Fire. And the most recent one, which I know they're making another one, but Hell House LLC Origins, the Carmichael Manor. Excuse me. All right, continuing, we have Bloodfest, which is another like carnival, horror carnival, Halloween, and it's pretty cool. It got like a weird ending to it, but it was fun. The very underrated mid to late 80s Hack-O-Lantern, which this one's cool. It has Luther from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Hyde Pike. We have Scary Movie, the original Scary Movie, I believe from 1991. This one's a whole lot of fun. It's slower, but it's not a bad movie, and it has the actor who played Leatherface in the Next Generation, Robert Jacks, I believe his name is. We have Hallows Eve, Natty Knox, which is directed by the same guy who directed Halloween 5. We Kane Hodder, Bill Moseley, and Danielle Harris. Cobwebs, which is one that not everybody talks about. And this one was actually a really cool movie. A cool little creature feature. We have Trick, that has Tom Atkins, and the same guy who did this one did My Bloody Valentine 3D. Tales of Halloween, a fun little anthology horror movie. It's kind of like a lower budget or a lesser known Trick or Treat, but it was a whole lot of fun. I'm surprised this one never got a sequel either. And another big box set, and this one's going to be Ghost Watch. This movie was actually pretty cool. It was a BBC Air, kind of like a found footage, and this one's a whole lot of fun. Check this one out. I believe this one's streaming on Shudder right now. 2 stacks left. So continuing with found footage, we have the houses October built, and so it has like a very short documentary or like full-length feature film. But from there, the guys who made the first one made a more authentic one. So this is the main one. I know it's on Amazon Prime, and they did a sequel, The House of October Built 2. I didn't care for this one too much, but I need to give it another rewatch. We have HEBGB TV. This one wasn't too bad. We have WNUF's Halloween special, which this one's very close to Ghost Watch. And then the sequel out there, Halloween Mega Tape, which I have not seen this one yet. So, the Late Night with the Devil. This one wasn't bad. I got to see this one in theaters, and it was a whole lot of fun. We have Primal Rage, which has Bo Servenson. It's kind of like a rage virus. Bo Servenson's his doctor. He's fucking around with some chimpanzees, or not chimpanzees, orangutan, baboons, whatever the hell it is. And somebody gets infected, and there's a big Halloween dance. So this one's not a bad movie. So getting back to Christopher Lloyd, we have Spirit Halloween, the movie. It was cheesy, but it wasn't a bad time. We have The Funhouse Massacre. Hellions, which I recently watched for the first time, and I'm not going to share on it too much, because every movie has its audience. We have Gravy, which is directed by James Roday Rodriguez, Sean Spencer from Psych, and him and Burton Guster's also in here, Dooley. We have the very underrated Candy Corn. This one's a whole lot of fun if you haven't seen this one. A murderous revenge story with Tony Todd. God rest his soul. So the last stack. Jesus Christ, I'm long-winded as hell. So, Night of the Demons. I've always loved this movie. I've talked about it a lot. Why not? We have Night of the Demons Part 2, which is just in the continuation a couple years later with Christine Taylor. Night of the Demons Part 3, which is, I liked it. I didn't think it was a bad movie. We have the remake with Shannon Elizabeth and Edward Furlong. I like this one too. I was excited to see this one in Blockbuster pop up years ago. The very underrated Haunted Ween, which I did a video about this. Hollowgate, which this was a fun movie in its own right. It was from the mid-'80s, but it didn't get talked about alone. It was kind of a lost film, but we finally have a Blu-ray of it from, let's see what the company is. I'm not going to be a dick. It's tied in there, so goddamn it, you can search it up. We have The Pumpkin Man, which isn't the worst movie in the world. We have a double feature of Hayride Slaughter and Halloween Horrors, which I have not checked these out, so of course this is going to be my watch list this year. And the very last movie on this list is going to be Trick or Treat. I fucking love this movie. I talk about it every Halloween. I watch it a couple times a year, and yes, we get Ozzy Osbourne and Gene Simmons. So, yes, these are not all the movies that are around Halloween. This is just all the ones that I can think of off the top of my head to go find and make a video for you guys. So thank you for tuning in. I'm Bud Haddonfield. I hope you found some movies that you haven't seen that you're going to add to your watch list and that you can make your spooky Halloween October season even better. So please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode.
Michael Myers are the heroes of my past. Now the media is dying. Chucky and the zombies are all up in cemetery. So bring me back those. I wanna come back to those times when all movies were so scary.